Class is dismissed, boys and girls.
You're in. Let's go!
Previously on the YTV Retrospective.
You know a Jane the Dragon? More Captain Flamingo coming up next.
Lost media. The result of either mishandling or neglect of said media, physical or otherwise. Many film, television, and print have for one reason or another disappeared, leaving little to no physical evidence of its existence. Another reason could be that said media is so obscure and so little advertised that it never garnered any attention. The only thing that would remain of it are accounts of those who have seen it for themselves, and have made sure that they are not forgotten. I'm your host, Imitation Robert Stack, and this is Unsolved YTV Mysteries. Tonight, we look at a family sitcom that has almost fallen into the realm of lost media, with the majority of its contents lost, save for an episode and a half, and a behind-the-scenes look of its creation, being the only content to exist online. This is the series known as Doghouse. Doghouse is about Detective Digby Underwood, voiced by Bruce Johnson, as he is about to head out on another case. His St. Bernard dog stays in the car and joins at a high-speed chase. They went through electrical wires and crashed, causing the death of Digby. Or did he? Turns out his mind, voice, and personality was miraculously swapped with a St. Bernard Spot, played by a St. Bernard named Bodie, prior to the crash.
Can you believe those bums Dodgers lost again? Nothing but a bunch of dogs. Now the Blue Jays, there's a team. Great stadium. The concrete convertible. I love it.
The human body is dead, but Digby lives on as a dog, taking care of his sister-in-law Helen, played by Shelley Peterson, whom Digby never really got along with, for marrying his brother over him.
What I'm trying to tell you is Uncle Digby didn't want your father to marry me. Because he was a little jealous.
How little?
He picketed the church.
That's, like, really weird.
Your Uncle Digby made being weird into an art form.
And her children, Annabelle, Valentina Cardinelli, also known as Jane Spry in Avonlea.
Why would they take our furniture? We don't rent from them.
They must have gone to the wrong house. But they knew about the key under the big rock.
Heck, half the country hides their key under a rock.
Richie, James Wolvett, also known as Blackheart in the Marvel vs. Capcom series.
Mind missing? That's like asking Al Capone if he misses Elliot Ness.
Oh, a wise guy, eh?
See that?
And Timmy, played by Jonathan Shapiro, also known as Schemer's nephew Schemy, from Shining Time Station.
What is Mom doing to the French horn?
It's called attempted murder.
They also have to make sure they want to keep the fact that their dog can talk a secret from nosy neighbors or scientists that want to dissect him. Richie is the first to learn that Spot, later renamed Digby, can talk in the pilot.
Stay back.
Rich, we gotta talk.
You are talking. That's why I want you to stay back.
Sit! I've gotta explain something to you.
But revealed to the rest of the family in the first proper episode, Speak, Digby, Speak, after being framed for impregnating a dog show poodle owned by Helen's boss.
Here's Uncle Digby.
Good evening, Helen, Annabelle, and Timmy. Yes, that's right. I'm talking. I speak. I don't wolf. I talk. Now, this is a long story, so make yourself comfortable. Well, maybe not that comfortable.
A few reoccurring characters show in the series, including Ted Shepard, Barry Flatman, a TV meteorologist that is pretty bad at his job and tries too hard to get people to like him over, telling the weather like it is.
And that's why my audiences have come to respect, trust, and depend on me. Anyway, I came over here to get you kids to help me forge my fan mail.
Lauren Glickman, David Bronstein, the boss of the real estate agency Helen works at. A sleazy real estate agent that is willing to do anything to make a quick buck.
Okay, Lauren, I'll do it.
I knew I could count on you. And believe me, Helen, I wouldn't ask you to do it if I wasn't up to my you-know-what in hot water. She bought it. So, Heather, go on. You went to Las Vegas, spent some time with Siegfried and Roy, and then what happened?
And Iris, Kay Tremblay, an older woman that is the only other person that knows about Digby's secret.
And how's my little poochie this morning?
Well, I'm just great, Iris. I had a flea bath last night, and then Richie and I went out for a walk, and I christened a couple more fire hydrants, and then, let's see. Oh, yeah, we watched reruns of Mr. Ed.
Oh, I used to watch that show, too. Only, well, you know, it was just too preposterous for me. I mean, can you imagine an animal who can talk?
It's mind-boggling.
We're really talking about politics here, huh? Okay, here goes. Shelley Peterson is the wife of former Premier of Ontario David Peterson, who would run as the Liberal Premier of Ontario from 1985 to 1990. The first Liberal Premier in 42 years at that point, and certainly not the last, being succeeded by NDP Premier Bob Rae. David Peterson would also cameo in the series as the janitor for the school. The series has a lot of guest stars as well, including Tom Butler, Daniel DeSanto, Harvey Atkin, Alex Amini, Patrick McKenna, and Jack Creeley. Doghouse ran for one season with 26 episodes. The series aired on YTV and on the American network USA, with both co-producing the series. The show was produced by Paragon Entertainment Corporation, with its founder John Slan as executive producer. Originally a film company starting in 1977, with the film High Ballin', starring Peter Fonda. They veered more towards television starting in 1986, with Philip Marlowe, Private Eye, and in 1987 with the remake of Alfred Hitchcock Presents, before creating Doghouse. John Slan would also be a founding partner for two cable channels. Super Channel, a movie channel similar to HBO right down to initially using their bumpers, and a small up-and-coming cable channel by the name of YTV. After creating Doghouse and another series Beyond Reality, they struck gold with one familiar show. In 1992, Paragon would help Sherry Lewis create Lamb Chop's Play Along, and a few specials as well. It wasn't the only PBS series they did, as they would help in the production of Krat's Creatures, the first series created by Chris and Martin Krat. They were doing pretty well, but they got a bit spend-happy and bought up a few studios in handmade films, best known for Monty Python, The Life of Brian, and 127 Hours, and Lacewood Productions, best known for the Family Channel series Katie and Orby. In 1998, however, the company went bankrupt, selling all its assets to Octopix Worldwide. So why did this series go into obscurity? Well, there could be pretty valid reasons for this. 1. Despite lasting a year with 26 episodes, as we said earlier, it may not have been advertised well enough that would garner any attention, despite airing twice a week as seen in this promo for YTV.
If dogs ruled the world, chances are it'd be a better place. Trees and hydrants everywhere, doggy biscuits by the truckload, cats without an attitude, and oh yeah, cuter poodles. Woof. But until that day, I'll have to settle for my own show. It's called Doghouse, and it has a certain charm. Me. See for yourself. Watch Doghouse. Wednesdays at 8, Sundays at 7:30 Eastern and Pacific. Right here on YTV.
Thus leading to fewer potential episodes being recorded, as only 1.5 episodes have been found through tapes online. The rights are currently in licensing limbo. As mentioned earlier, all of Paragon Entertainment's assets were sold to Octopix Worldwide. And if you look on their website, many of Paragon's shows are listed, including Philip Marlowe, Private Eye. But there are several shows of Paragon's not in their catalog. Primarily, Krat's Creatures, Lamb Chop's Play Along and specials, and yes, Doghouse. My theory is that Doghouse didn't have any relevancy in their eyes. And 3. It was initially panned by critics. For a sitcom about a talking dog, it wasn't funny. It felt forced when it comes to the show's humor, to the point that having a laugh track didn't help the jokes.
Here, Digby. Lap it up. I'll tell Richie I ate it.
Thanks, Annie. I won't lick your retainer anymore when it's sitting on the nightstand.
Ew!
Here's what the critics have to say. The humor is very forced. this pooch of a show arrived neutered. David Hiltbrand, People magazine. A classically lame-brain TV situation without redeeming values. Tony Atherton, The Ottawa Citizen. Contains not a whit of original thought, nor anything resembling a line worthy of a giggle. Greg Quill, Toronto Star. During our investigation, we discovered the existence of similar programs involving talking police dogs. Tequila and Bonetti, a 12-episode series starring Jack Scalia, which aired on CBS in 1992, and Puczynski, a failed TV pilot starring George Newborn and Peter Boyle, airing on NBC in 1990. The similarities between these three programs may purely be coincidental and unintentional. And hey, it could have worked pretty well as a buddy cop series, as seen in the pilot with Richie and Digby finding the criminals he was pursuing before the freak accident.
Yeah. Oh! How do you like it, pal? Life in the fast lane?
Come here! Let me out of here!
I'm having a ball.
What's going on here?
Hey, Rich. You and I make some team.
Despite it being a family sitcom, it does have a bit of tonal whiplash. In episode 12, Coming of Age, Richie ends up falling for Ted's sister, which leads to a serious discussion on whether or not to have sex.
It was what you said about spending a weekend with the girl. What you've always told me about sex. All that stuff about it being special, about it being worth waiting for. I thought a lot about it this weekend, and I guess I'll be waiting a little longer.
Honey.
And a few episodes later, in A Matter of Trust, Helen is suspicious of Richie potentially doing drugs, invading his privacy trying to prove it.
It's the drugs, isn't it? You still think I'm doing drugs? You're wrong.
A lot of things don't add up, Richie.
All right. Fine. You want to see what's in the closet? Fine. Here's your drugs, Mom. Happy birthday. A birthday present? Yeah.
And this was 3 episodes apart, in between episodes which have Digby investigating Ted potentially being a murderer, but end up seeing that he was preparing a ritual to stop the rain so that he could do his job. Digby tried to help his ex to move on from him after his death, and Ted suing a meat catering company for selling poor quality meat. It kind of blindsides you. Our sources have discovered that in 2016, the complete series, including the pilot movie, was made available on DVD, courtesy of Mill Creek Entertainment. The DVD is currently out of print, but you can find it on Amazon or eBay, if you know where to look. The DVD release actually removes the canned laughter from the episodes, so that's a positive, as the humor is not quite as forced compared with it being added. Here's a comparison between the DVD and the episode that was uploaded.
Wait a minute. We got another player.
Sorry, Richie, you're too old.
Not me. Him.
This is a joke, right?
Wait a minute. We got another player.
Sorry, Richie, you're too old.
Not me. Him.
This is a joke, right?
And on March 1st, 2022, the cast and crew of the series participated in a Doghouse reunion, hosted by Nutflix TV, to raise money for Literacy Central Vancouver Island. The reunion brought together series stars Shelley Peterson, James Wolvett, and Valentina Cardinelli, along with series regulars Barry Flatman and David Bronstein, production manager Noelle Nestle, and animal trainer Mathilde de Cagny, joining on later in the program. The only ones not in attendance were series regular Jonathan Shapiro, whose whereabouts are currently unknown, and Bruce Johnson, the voice of Digby, who passed away. March 1st, 2022 was also christened by the mayor of Nanaimo, BC, Leonard Krog, as National Doghouse Day, so it must have been fondly remembered by the people working on the series. As said before, because of its obscurity, it would have ended up as lost media. But thanks to those who were willing, this series will not be forgotten. We must be diligent in preserving all forms of media, so it will be remembered, no matter how unknown or obscure, bad or good. What was considered lost media for 25 years
was released in 2016 and is now hidden in plain sight.
Next time on Unsolved YTV Mysteries, the Yokomites invasion. How did it start, and how did it end? As all records of the battle were lost. And did those who fall in battle truly fall? An anonymous eyewitness speaks otherwise of this event.
Next time on the YTV Retrospective.
We know two hippos who love wearing costumes.
Can you believe it? It still fits me. Almost.
This is the kind of situation where accidents happen. But at least there's no mushy stuff.
Wherefore art thou, Romeo? Oh boy, this is gonna be mushy stuff.
I know who you two are. Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
He should know better. Obviously, these two are George and Martha. Thursdays at 2:30 on YTV Junior.
Check this out. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Allison Court. I'm at Toronto Comic-Con, and you might know me best as Lynette the Clown, or maybe from the Resident Evil games as Claire Redfield. Maybe you're a Beetlejuice fan, so then you know my voice as Lydia Dietz from the animated series. Done lots of voice work over the years, and just wanted to say hi and let you know that you are watching the YTV Retrospective.
USA? Are they on at night?
Are you kidding? Dozens of people watch USA.